This
Started.
conference will now be recorded.
All right, as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so we had classes this morning, and based off what I've seen, not a bad day at all. It looks like volume might have kind of died out a little bit early, but you know what? We're no matter what, it could be September, October, November, and into December, the best trading months of the year. We're going to have some type of slower days, but it looks like a lot of good moves out there. Now, one thing you could probably have saw it before I changed it. I had Apple up. Apple's obviously the market's feeling pretty good about their new phones that are coming out yesterday, having their whatever their expo or that they have each year, showing of all the new stuff. I haven't actually watched it yet. Has anybody looked at the new phones? Anything new, different? I had an iPhone for probably since they came out until last year, and then I actually switched over to the Note because it was just so much better, and I was just tired of Apple. It was just the same thing over and over again. So I haven't actually even got a chance to look, this week being obviously yesterday being crazy and this week being kind of crazy, but the stock sucked today. Well, I could see it was definitely an exception based off of a lot of the prints that I was seeing coming out there. They're coming out with a cheaper price. How about just give us our upgrades back? I kind of like those a lot better when you paid $200 for a phone instead of $1,200. But it is what it is. I heard they dropped their ego, lower the price for the new phone. It looks like three-eyed monster. I mean, for a phone, it's just $700 phone. Actually, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, is very cheap. So the new Note's out. I haven't went to look at it yet because I'm not even actually sure if it's out yet. I know you could pre-order it, but I got my Note last summer, so not the summer that just passed, but the summer before that. I think it was like $1,200. And you had there was no upgrades anymore. You had to pay it out. So we'll see. I mean, lowering their price. I'd rather pay more for them to do something innovative again. And that's what we've kind of lost with Apple, even though, Apple's going to be Apple. They have more assets technically in cash than the United States government. So, you know what? It is what it is. I was just wondering if anyone got to watch it. Usually I watch it every single year, but I just didn't get a chance, obviously, with yesterday having so many different types of classes. But overall, the amount of pullbacks that needed to happen within Apple right now, and the fact that they just haven't. 218, this 218 print line looks pretty good. And I'm 100% basing. I've not watched Apple once today. I'm 100% basing this on everything that everyone's been saying in the chat and just reading the puzzle through that type of information. But I'm thinking 218 after kind of this hype dies down a little bit. But that's besides the point. So I actually have 4 stocks on my list for this afternoon. Now I'm going to start with MNK, but it's not my favorite. Now, MNK, the dominant market maker, has been at that 350 level now 3 times. It happened in the pre-market, happened once the market opened, and it just happened again as we're coming back down right around that noon time. So we know that someone's got to make a bunch of money from that 350. Normally, we would put about 25 cents, but we're going to be looking for this thing to go down to that 3. So as of right this second, it's garbage. I mean, there's just nothing going on, very quantity, no real movement for an entry. But guess what? It's going to come out of nowhere. So it's something that I do need to still watch because there is more room left towards that downside. Next thing is YOMA, YUMA. So I like this and I hate it at the same time. It's another one that's very consolidated within its trading, and it's just not really a smooth trading stock. But one thing that we did see, now we didn't get any prints at that actual 5 level as we came back up of around 11 down that it's going to let me go all the way back, but not as much buying as you would have expected to come into it. But there is really great buying underneath that 5, and underneath that 5, that's what I'm going to be looking at is a trigger to the upside. I mean, technically, you probably could have taken it right here once this little trigger, and not even a little trigger. It's not going to have tons of price action, obviously, because of the way that it's trading. It's only, $1.85 is a huge amount, but just the way that it trades, I'm not expecting a ton. There was a huge bid at 5 at last touch, and that's to be expected because you got to understand, too, with the computers coming back in, we know people are going to be selling at 5. I know there's going to be huge selling. We talked about that in class earlier today. What I'm interested in is the new buying. I'm interested to see if there's people coming in that actually need to make money, and we definitely do have a few that are sitting underneath that 5, as well as you can see this consolidation. There's a consolidation that we talk about all the time with these cheaper stocks. They go up, and an elongated conversation with buying underneath that 5, a nice trigger up, and a little bit of a change of personality would really get us really get us going. And then obviously 5 is not going to be an easy thing to break. More than likely, if we are going to break above 5, when we come up here, you can see 7,300 shares sitting there. And based off the amount of orders out there, it's not crazy, but it's still a little bit far away to get back up there. So once we get to 5, we would assume that we're going to see some type of bigger buying coming in. Next one, Fran, F-R-A-N. So it made its run, and we knew that this thing from the other day, we knew that it had the opportunity. It made its run towards that upside, but I'm really not a big fan of it not hitting 15 at all. So we know that somebody was either A, not looking for it to go above 15, or B, not done with building their position. I'm going to go with not done building their position with the amount of volume that really came in as we were pushing back up. Now, there's not really a great show of hand. 1450 had a little bit. You can see right here, I really like this burst at 1426 that came in right about a half hour before we started our meeting. I really do like that. And then 1450, you can see it keeps leaking prints every once in a while as it goes back up. Not really a great show of hand, but overall. But not on yours. I did not see that. So if it was a ton of bid, either way, I'm basing it off new buying rather than on that bid side of things. But I did not. I went back on as far back as I could go on the prints, and I didn't see that, Vince. But obviously, I'm going to take your word for it. So, all right. So Fran, another one. Like I said, that 25 level really is showing us that this thing should be able to push into 15. 15 will give us the information on what we're going to be doing for the rest of it. And then I'm still looking at ZS. Now ZS still trading 40,000 shares a minute, and it's just a smooth trading stock. It doesn't get much better than this. $3.69 in range today, but that doesn't really matter. The other thing that really sucks is that it's just in a crappy spot. You have 50 right up above, 50 cents away. You have an orb line that's sitting there 25 cents away. So the upside of this, and then you have high of day breaking up above where our orb line is at 49.75. So it's not my favorite at all. But what I really would like to see is some really great prints at 450, give us a pullback trade, and then a trigger back towards that upside, or even go to 50, give us some really nice ask prints, and we could play the pullback there before it ends up coming back up above. So overall, I like it. It's not the best. It's not in the best position for a trade, but I like all the variables that are there. And obviously, as I just said, those are the exact two things that I would be looking for a trade within ZS. So overall, not a bad afternoon list whatsoever. Now, anything else out there that I missed? Anything else that we got going on? I don't know if anyone's watching, but also SQ, those of you still watching SQ, that was a pretty substantial bid prints that came into this thing as well. So if you are watching SQ, make sure that you have a number down there. CRM S prints 154, beautiful. CRM just is a really shitty day trade for the most part. But overall, I mean, it's great stock. Moves $3.30. Jesus, $3.30 from there. Guys, so not, like I said, not a bad afternoon list at all. We got some really good possibilities coming in. Just need that volume, and as we've been seeing these past 3 days, we've definitely got volume. So there's no excuses now. When we see the trade come back in, these afternoons aren't going to be just sitting there and keeping our hands in our pockets. This is time to trade. These are going to be the best 3 months that you're going to see throughout the year. So let's make sure we take advantage. All right, guys. So I will talk to everyone in the chat, and happy trading.